So today we are going to try to replace the rear sway bar on the 2018 Civic Touring. So here we are, we're just going to take off this nut here, which of course is the same one on this side.
Now in order for us to take out the sway bar, the first step we have to do is we've got to break the 14mm nut loose off of the end link and then remove the 12mm pass-through bolt that holds this end link through the lower swing arm. To accomplish this, you're going to need a 5mm Allen key, and you're going to press that firmly into the shaft of the end link, and you want to make sure that it's a perfect fit, because if you strip that, this is never going to come out. It's also advisable that you use some penetrating lube on those threads if you've got a bunch of corrosion, and let it do its magic. But since this car is practically brand new, we don't need anything. So firmly put your key in, and then using your wrench, break that nut loose. Just unscrew it like that. Okay. Then take a 12mm wrench or a ratchet, and we're going to take out this pass-through bolt. And just pull it out like so. Then what you're going to do is that you're going to take and loosen these 12mm sway bar bracket bolts on each side, okay? Because I mean, this car's symmetrical, so what I'm showing you on this side is going to be the same for the opposite side. You're just going to loosen everything up so that there's a little bit of give, and once that's been all removed, you can take our pry bar, pry up against the sway bar to remove the end link like so. Now once you've undone the end links by removing the pass-through bolt and undoing the nut, and then undoing the brackets, which I've popped off here in advance, we can actually go ahead and fish the sway bar out towards the rear passenger side, just by kind of twisting it and angling it in such a way that allows you to get it. Just get to play with it. And then eventually it just kind of comes out like this.
Making it out, which took some Tetrising. There's the stock bar and the SI bar.
So the SI bar is part number 52300-TBJ-A01, and it costs about $170 Canadian-ish or so. Actually no, $200 I think. But if you ask the parts guy nicely, he'll usually give you a discount. So the neat thing, I guess the good or maybe the bad thing with the replacement bars is that they come with an integrated bushing that cannot actually be replaced. If these bushings were out, the entire sway bar needs to be replaced. Thank you very much, Honda, for planned obsolescence. Anyway, so you just want to match up the sway bar orientation with the stock one, right? Because you can actually, I've actually seen people on Subarus, for example, install them upside down. But what we're going to do is that we have to use a pry bar or screwdriver and pry off this bracket and transfer it over onto the SI bar as we're putting them back on. This one came off as one piece because it's just so tight, but we can actually fish this bar through and then install these after the fact. So you guys have a point of reference, the sway bar. You can fish it in upside down or right side up. And so in the Civic Sport Hatchback, you got to make sure that the sway bar ends are actually pointing downwards. Now to reinstall, you do the reverse. Fish it back through behind the spring over this rear swing arm. And then playing with the angles, you'll be able to get this back in. There we go. Like that. Now we're just using a ratchet and just really loosely tightening down these brackets just so that it's not dangling around. Remember, we've left everything nice and loose so that there's a little bit of give. We're going to pass our end link through the lower arm. Before we reinstall our bolt, we're going to give it a light coating of this Loctite silver grade anti-seize and just coat the bolt and the threads. And the reason why you want to do this is because in this end link there's metal bushing, and over many years that's going to corrode and seize this bolt into that lower arm, and we don't want that. So we're just going to give it a very liberal coating of anti-seize, and that should facilitate easier dismantling in the future. And then push your bolt through. You just want to finger tighten that for now. We're going to take some more anti-seize and just lightly coat the end threads of our end link for the same exact reasons. We want to give as much corrosion protection as we humanly can to this car so that we can remove things easier in the future. So to get this to go on, we're going to push down on the sway bar with our arms and play around with the end of the end link. Such that it passes through. Take our nut and screw that back on. So once we've loosely reinstalled everything, which includes installing the end link for the opposite side, we can now begin tightening things down. Now it's important that we actually tighten the end link pieces first before finally tightening the mounting bracket for the sway bar. And the reason why is that the end links have the ability to kind of pivot back and forth, and generally speaking, when you've tightened everything up, that the geometry of the sway bar, you know, should be lining up the bushings properly with the brackets. Remember earlier in the steps we did actually loosely tighten these brackets down anyways, and they do fit properly in the grooves of that rubber bushing. Now all the fasteners need to be tightened down to about 25 to 30 pound-feet of torque, which really means it's just hand tight. So now that we've tightened the pass-through bolt as well as the end link to sway bar nut on each side, we can now go ahead and tighten the brackets for the sway bar down to 25 to 30 pound-feet of torque. Now before doing so, just to make sure, absolutely sure that we're aligned, you want to make sure that you give the bushing a feel. And as you saw earlier on the sway bar, there's some cutouts in the bushing that accommodate this mounting bracket here, and so there's no excessive weird shifts or rubber bulging out anywhere, which means it's aligned. So we now go ahead and tighten that. Now what I like to do is that I like to tighten it top to bottom, just to get that uniformity. We've tightened everything down. Just do a final check by taking a look at the bushing inside the mounting bracket for the sway bar. There should be no weird gaps or bulging, and the squishing of the bushing should be uniform across the bracket and chassis. So you can't really see because of the crappy lighting under the car, but it's nice and even, and the flat part of that bushing is sitting flush against this lower cross member of the car. Alright guys, so we're going to be testing out our SI sway bar in our 2018 Civic Sport Hatchback. So before, you could actually feel the rear end roll quite a bit, and now the rear end is a lot tighter and the turn-in is a lot better on the back side. And we basically have partially converted at least this Civic Sport Hatch into a Civic Si Sport Hatch, if there was ever such a thing. Shame on you, Honda, for not putting on a bigger rear sway bar on this car, but we can definitely tell that the apparent body roll or lean is significantly reduced.